you've put that mindset on me because you don't have an answer. You're just doing it because they did it. And they doing it because they did it. You know what I'm saying? So at what point does that particular mindset what point is that stopped? Like, at what point do we actually say, you know what, this is who I am. I'm not doing anything wrong, so I can't. You can't allow people's opinions to become your truth.
Right. Yes.
Like, at all.
Yeah.
This is your opinion, which is fine because you are entitled to it. But I have the right to reject that because that's not my truth. Right. That's not how I am. That's not what I'm doing. So right now, in any industry, I honestly believe that we have to take back our power. Take it back. We've given it to people who we thought that we trust, we wanted to be them, or that it was in the form of a mentor. So take that back. Like, you have what you need. Mm-hmm. You have every single thing that you need, but we've allowed other people to navigate that for us. We depend on prophets and prophecies and stuff. And I'm not coming against that. So I think it all has its place, but that's not the end all be all. Right. That shouldn't confuse me. It should confirm.
Right. And the Bible even says that you're supposed to do your own research, your own due diligence. Right. To get the knowledge to feed yourself. I read somewhere they were saying, formal education is great, but self-education is essential. I tell my daughter this all the time. Like, school is great, but she's 13. I'm like, you need to find out what you want to do and study toward that on your own. Like, nobody's going to give you a handbook for what you really want to do. Right. Like, go for it, learn it, be the best you can be at it. Right. And I think, like I said, the generational thing, like my mom, she's from the generation where going to the movies was a sin, where wearing red lipstick and earrings was a sin. You know what I'm saying? None of this stuff is sin. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to tell you, I'm down to the movies twice a week. Twice a week.
Yeah, like all this stuff from previous generations because nobody told them why.
Nobody told them why. And we've just lived these basic average lives for so long. And that's okay for some people. But don't make the creative feel like they can't be creative because they have to be who you are. That's not fair because that's not the life that we were supposed to live. Right. Like, we'll legit struggle for passion. Oh, yeah. We might have a small job that's paying the bills, but we're fulfilled. Might be stressed, might be crying, but it's something about being fulfilled versus you picturing yourself in somebody's cubicle for 8 to 9 hours a day and then coming home being too tired to even play with your kids. Yeah. How does that actually work? And again, I'm not knocking nobody for what they want to do. If that's the life that you want to live, that's fine because everybody's not supposed to be an entrepreneur. Right. Everybody's not supposed to be a creative or in this element. Some people are good at administrative jobs and corporate. It even says it in the word. Everybody has different gifts and callings. That's fine. But I don't like it when people push off their gift on you. I don't have that. That's not me. Right. I don't ever want a corporate job. That's not me. I am a creative person. I've been creative since day one. Even when I was in school, she up there teaching algebra, I'm sitting there writing songs. Right. That's just how it was. Y'all in there playing games, and I actually wrote this in the blog that I'm getting ready to do. They out here playing games on the computer. They playing Oregon Trail on the old computers, and I'm sitting here on Photoshop. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on your kid. And I think that also has something to do with identifying, even as a kid, what gifts and skills do your kids have, and begin to cultivate that in them and not push off what you want them to be, because that will, when they get old, they will completely resent you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They just will.
That was big in my household. Like, all my sisters went to college and got degrees. That was not my
Not what you wanted to do. Right.
And the thing is, I went to college the summer out of high school. So, like, while most kids actually had a summer after they graduate, the first summer session out of high school,
you was there.
I was in school.
Wow.
And this is when 9/11 happened. And I think that was one of the triggers for me. Like, you know what? I'm good. Like, I don't know where this world is about to be going. Right. But I ain't about to be sitting up in the classroom when I could just be doing my passion. You know what I'm saying? And then it turns out I was the one that was able to travel all around the world playing music.
That's dope,
that's
man.
not what they wanted to do, but it's just like, if I was trying to be a student and all of that and sit in front, it was funny because I met one of my classmates, and she was telling me how she went straight to college out of high school and actually came back to our high school to sub. And she was like, it was terrible.
Right.
Like, the kids didn't even respect me.
Right.
It was like, in their eyes, they were like, you weren't good enough to be a musician, so you became a teacher. And it was like, dang. And I never wanted that to be my story. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the people I respected had actual music careers, and then they became music teachers. You know what I'm saying? It's like chasing your passion. Like you said, you might take an L, but you'll sleep easier at night knowing, like, yo, when I go back to what I'm doing tomorrow, it's something I love to do versus something I have to.
Something I had, yo. And again, we all have those moments where we got to do certain things to make ends meet. We got to get a job to sustain ourselves because, truth be told, like, the creative industry, like, it's a journey. Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't just get the tour gig out of nowhere. You have to study. You have to equip yourself. You got to know the trends. You have to know what is the fundamentals. You know, you have to know all that stuff to be able to be on tour. It's just a lot that is included in this life, and it's not for everybody. And even if you try it and realize it's not for you, at least you can say that you've tried it versus I'm just living this life that I absolutely hate.
Right. Cool. So another point I want to bring up with you, which I see is big in our industry.
Yeah.
The hype of success versus actual success. I believe, especially in our city, people. I said it in another show that hype is a drug, and when I was younger, I didn't really realize it until now. Hype is a drug.
It is,
and it's like I guess social media has a lot to do with that.
It has everything to do with it, honestly.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand how people want to have the perception of something versus actually having it. Which is crazy, which is why I believe hype is a drug, where you can have this image or you can have this facade of being, you know, a great gospel singer or a great R&B singer without actually putting in the actual work. And people like you will understand because you're over your own branding agency. You can see these things like, okay, that person clearly isn't really doing the work they're portraying that they're doing.
Right.
But because the hype that they get on social media, which would be great if they were actually putting in the work, because that hype could actually add to their bank account.
Right.
But people will get hype with no stream of revenue.
Right.
And be cool with it.
Right.
Versus actually taking the proper steps to make that hype work for them.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I do believe that social media, unfortunately, it plays a major part in this way of living and thinking, because you're now talking about basing my gifting or my relevancy off of followers and likes. So if I see somebody, and I've learned this the hard way. I used to look at people and be like, yo, they got like 4 million followers, 25K followers. They must be hot.
Right.
These people out here buying followers.
Oh, man.
They out here buying followers. So my thing is, there's people who got a solid 500 followers who are more impactful than the people with the 4 million.
Right.
So that tells me that you can definitely fake it until you make it, until the covers is pulled back. Right. Because at the end of the day, I think it was Instagram at one point, they did like a clean sweep of like fake followers for people. And you looked at people's pages like, yo, I thought you was this. And then you down a solid 27 people who actually comment on your stuff. And just a tidbit, just for everybody listening, for all of us, when you're going on these people's pages and you see these people with all of these followers, go through the followers.
Right.
Just go through the followers, go through the likes on their pictures, because if you notice it, there's nobody liking the images. There's no communication. If you look through the followers, it's a gun and 0 followers. Those are the people. Like, how is the gun the profile picture? And then you click on the page, like you will see so many ghost and fake pages that make up your following. It's not how this goes. And my thing is, a couple years ago, I kind of changed my mindset. I no longer want to be successful. We hear people say that all the time. I don't want to be successful. I want to be impactful. And I believe that being an impact makes you successful. Right. When you make an impact, that means you're touching people. You're touching lives. You're making some kind of change happen. Even if it's something small, you're still impactful. I want the impactful followers versus the followers I might get from looking successful. It's completely different.
Yeah.
So when you think about making an impact, like you are penetrating people's minds and souls and giving them hope and infusing in them love and compassion and stuff. I want to be that kind of person versus the successful person who might have all this money, who might not give back, or who might give back for the sake of the tax write-off. I don't want to be that person. I want to be the impactful person that can actually identify PJ at 12. Like when PJ's 50 and I can identify in a person, you are exactly who I was at the age of 13, on your grind, on your craft. I'm pulling you under my wing to take you and figure out how I can help and cultivate you to kind of not make the same mistakes that I did on this journey. That's the kind of person I want to be versus the successful person who don't like taking pictures when you see him in public.
Right.
Why? How is it that you can't even have a conversation with the people who's giving you your bread and butter? That's weird. And it's been moments where I've come in contact with artists and they were just rude, or public figures, and it was like, yo, like now I don't even want to listen to your music anymore because I see who you really are as a person. Right. It shouldn't be a disconnect in the brand. You should be as authentic as your music is, period. And if that's not the case, why are we investing in a front? Right. Why are we investing in a facade?
Especially if you're a gospel artist.
Listen,
we got the stories of pulling up on gospel artists, and you'd be surprised. Like, what?
You'd be surprised. Like, and again, I understand people are people, and you do have a bad day. But I also don't believe that the person who is supporting you, they didn't make that day bad for you, so they should not reap those unfortunate, them weird vibes, because I didn't make your day bad, so I would respect more if you even be like, yo, like, I feel absolutely insane, but you are beautiful. Let's just take this picture so I can get back in my trailer. For me, that's fine, because at least you didn't shun me. Like, I know I'm like, yo, like, maybe I can even help you get out that bad day. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a lot. That whole success thing right now is on the rise. And unfortunately, people are being duped. And even on, I was watching a documentary, the Firefest documentary, which was absolutely insane. But they said that there's people who were like hire these private jets just to take pictures on for the gram.
Wow.
Just to make it seem like they're on a private jet so they can put the caption up, no work, no hustle, all this kind of stuff, no sleep, no this. Listen, the people is hiring jets and photographers to stage pictures just for likes. Like there is something very serious here that has to be discussed. This goes more into your mental. Like, why do you feel the need to get this validation from people who don't even know you?
Hype is a drug.
Hype is a drug.
And it's like, yo, I'd understand if what you're doing has a direct or even an indirect impact on your pockets. But some people want hype for the sake of hype. And that's just what I could never understand.
Right.
Because I'm like, it's too much energy to feed an ego. Like, I understand men have egos and women definitely have, whatever the female ego is. But if it ain't impacting your pockets, it's kind of like, it's a high, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime you will put money into renting a jet,
like a whole jet, and you just looking out the window, just looking. Yeah, let people take pictures of you
with a mimosa.
With a mimosa that's just orange juice. Right. It's not even real.
And you like, yo, early flights, late nights, blah, blah.
And then the people on social media is like, yo, like she really living this life. Yeah. Going home to her parents' house, don't got your own place, 4 and 5 kids, in 1 bedroom.
Exactly.
No,
you looking on their schedule like
where you at? Right.
Why are you taking private jets?
Right, but I
next date is next Friday.
Next Friday. But I really believe that there is power in identifying exactly where you are, and I feel like God will bless you at every stage of this game. At every stage, because I'm not where I want to be right now. I feel like I wasted so much time musically. I feel like I wasted so much time just overthinking and worrying about people's opinions. What if they find this out? What if they do this? What if they do that? And I wasted like my whole 20s. My whole 20s I wasted overthinking. Wow. And not doing. So by the time like 28, 29 I got here, I was like, yo, like I have to now play catch up. But within playing catch up, I realized right now is the time when you need to be doing this because of who you are as a person. Right. You've let all of these experiences